Ask the question, did it get finished? Well, here it is on the street. And what's happened since the last video?
Last video I think I posted up, I was trying to fix the engine on this car, and you can hear it purring like a kitten at the moment, but that's because I gave up on having it sorted out and sent it off to be completely rebuilt from the ground up. And so it's got rebore piston rings, ground crank, all hot tanked, and it's all now looking really great after doing all that. So sounding really good. Then when I got it back, it had an exhaust leak, so a whole new exhaust system was put into the car, and it gives it a nice little note. I didn't get too carried away on that. And then a few little things happened. The wheel alignment was out a bit, and I sent it in for a wheel alignment, and as you do, I had the whole front suspension redone, and now it's handling really, really well. So there's been quite a bit of work done on it, but it's nice. It sits really flat through the corners now. It goes quite well. It's got plenty of stomp. I probably really didn't need to go looking for the 265 engine, because the 245 was probably plenty, but if you're going to do it, you might as well, you know, if you're going to go big, that's what they say, and that's what I thought I would do. So I have done that. Quite impressed with how the car drives. The brakes are adequate, a bit savage really if you put them on in a hurry. The gearbox is, well, a little agricultural, but you can kind of expect that. And you then have that it changes sort of nicely. All new clutch, of course, while the engine was out, all that was kind of done. And so that was replaced. And it drives really nicely. There's a few things that are annoying about it. You can't see the steering wheel, but it's not quite sitting straight ahead when you're going in the straight ahead position, and that would sort of be a good thing to have. Steers really nicely. One of the things you kind of forget, the power steering does take away a bit of the steering feel, and it's nice to kind of feel it, how it kind of steers. I remember when I was a kid, it was a thing, you know, like you didn't want power steering because you lost the steering feel, and then we got so used to power steering we'd forgotten how nice the feel of the steering is when you don't have the power steering. It's really kind of nice. So we're just coming out of the about to come out of the speed limit zone. One thing would be nice, the 4-speed gearbox, of course 4 on the floor was a big thing during the day, but now it has the 4-speed gearbox, and I wish it had a 5-speed. So if I was going to do a couple of things to it, possibly a little more rubber and possibly a 5-speed. I'm going to switch it around now so you can kind of see the driving out the front of the car, maybe, to do that. And, cut that off. So as I walk around you can see I did keep it to the sort of minimum restoration thing, and there was several reasons for that. Firstly, I reckon it looks really cool the way it is, and secondly, it's easier to do because it didn't take me anywhere near as long, and if I was trying to get that pristine, I'd still be kind of working on it. So a little tour around how it's come up. I think it's come up really nicely. I'm quite fond of it. It's a beautiful night and I'm out driving in it. So let's have a look at a couple of things. So under the bonnet, the rebuilt engine, so you can kind of see how it's come up. My sort of favourite part of the whole thing, the battery sitting there, just to show you, in what was someone's baking tray. And it's not a whole lot to get that replaced, but I thought I'd kind of take that out and do it. We'll see how it goes. The interior, pretty much all original, as it kind of was. So the inside, I've hardly touched this inside. The 4-speed, I did put new carpet on it. There were a couple of cracks in the seats that needed to be fixed up, but I've fixed those up. New mirrors on the car, but other than that, that's pretty much exactly as it was, just cleaned up. The smell mentioned in the first video is kind of gone though. There's a bit of a raw fuel smell sometimes because didn't quite get the fuel tank to seal up the first time I put it in, but that's largely gone now, and it's all nicely done. I'll come around to the other side so you can see it just has the XL dash on it. It's got the 4-speed, but all kind of nice. And going around, the rear seats are still really quite nice. Replaced the seat belt, and that's about it. So are there things to do to it still? Well, yeah, there are still things to do to it. Of course, it's an old car and it's never kind of finished. Some new rubber would be good. New wheels, perhaps. Although I do kind of like the old ones. A bit more rubber on the road wouldn't go astray with this. There's still a couple of bits of rust. I didn't focus on them in too much detail, but as I was putting the carpet in, there are a couple of spots in the floor that I missed when I was doing it. They could be redone. And around the back window could be redone. Triple Webbers could go on it, and extractors, but actually pretty happy